Alright, so this is Day Caliber episode 5. And this is a very slow series because this is a very slow process. It's just what it is. And it's just where we're at with it. I wish I could just be out here, online, having a good time, but I'm just not there. And there's no point in me out here trying to, you know, grind out decent clips. Like, it's just no point. So we're in the early stages. This is Day Caliber. See, typically at this point a person will be playing against a computer, and they will be playing with their friends. So this process will be fun, but we're some kind of like, we're kind of like some young veterans, and it's just to the point where they don't even want to play with us like that because they already know where we're going with it. So for this reason, we got to do this on our own. It's not as fun. But I'll be honest, that experience really hard to come by nowadays. You got to have a lot of things going in the right direction. And most people don't have it. So what we're really doing is kind of going through it, like step by step as to what it takes to really be good at a fighting game. I'm basically showing you the purest approach to net the greatest results. And what I'm teaching you is something that can only be taught to you, or basically what I'm showing is something that can only be shown to you by someone that actually fights in real life. Someone that truly has a fighting spirit, not just someone that just looks for people to beat up. But also someone that's kind of lived through the process time and time before. So what I'm doing with Day Caliber is I'm going through this slow process, but also sharing my mind because it'll give you insight on what it's like to really be a beginner with this stuff. A lot of fighting is philosophy. When it's done when it's carried out well, like at its greatest form. I think one thing that illustrates this really well is Fate. Fate Night Stay. Because I'll be honest, every single fight they go through, they go through hero philosophy, and I think it's really cool. But in a lot of ways, your approach to fighting, even down to your fighting style, is a matter of philosophy. So Soul Calibur is a unique game. Wow, this is crazy. And this is episode 5. I'm really trying to get through these, while I'm kind of where I'm at for the holidays because I have a television. So it's like I might as well go ahead and just go through the process that I would go through on my own. If I really wanted to be out here, like let's say for example, I were to just start playing online, which is something I am going to do. In that case, if I really needed to get through the process, I would on my computer, and I would just stream from there. It's like when it comes to like playing competitively, I don't know. The only way I could really see myself playing Soul Calibur like competitively on PlayStation is if I were to get a monitor and then see where that takes me in terms of like dealing with the latency, because latency is a major problem in Soul Calibur as it is, and then having it on something that only displays at a low frame rate. Like I got a PlayStation. I got a PlayStation Slim, and the urban legend is that it's only 30 frames. But then the other urban legend is that it goes out of its way to project fighting games at 60. I don't know what to believe. All I know is that it's slow. And I don't really expect too much out of a monitor. Even though I do expect a major improvement, I really don't too much expect that much of an improvement. But my style of playing is I genuinely like playing on large displays. Like 52-inch displays. And the reason being, 52-inch displays, 60 some odd inch displays, somewhere in that area. And the reason being is because my greatest memory of Soul Calibur would have to be at a water park arcade, and I just remember it. I remember them at water park. I don't even know if I've ever even seen Soul Calibur at a water park arcade, even though I think I may have at some point. But it's just the way that they have fighting games at water park arcades is just so. It's just the best. Like it's first of all, it's typically in the middle of the water park arcade, and then on top of that, at the water park, there's so many different ways to enter and exit the arcade. Like there'll be like a way, like you can enter from one side and exit from the other side, so it'll be kind of like open and airy. Everyone will be kind of like mellow. It's like because it's at a water park, so everyone's kind of like excited because it's a water park, but at the same time, a lot of people everyone's really mellow because when you swim, it just kind of like makes you kind of like get into that summer vibe. And then you have the fighting game just there playing, and the sound is nice because it's outdoor, you know, and it's just such a good platform to play a fighting game on. It's like, yeah, there could be like an arcade machine, but it's just the way that it's done in water park arcades. It's just, man. And so, when I first started playing fighting games, I mean, like everyone, it was on PlayStation 1. And that was at the time when the water park arcade was really at that stature. It was kind of like at the pinnacle of the arcade, because it was when the arcade had like cutting edge technology. It's like you go to an arcade machine, it was like you were going to like a mega system of some sort, as it still should be. But that's a story for another time. So being a part of the PlayStation sort of era, it was just almost like you considered playing on an arcade was like the way to have had played like advanced games at the time. So then it was just like having an arcade. It was the idea was like having an arcade at home. It was kind of like that initially, and so it's like to have a large display and to have a console. I mean, it pretty much filled all of the sort of between being in the arcade and playing at home like on a computer. I mean, on a television. What really? I mean, that and people didn't really have computers either. But just regardless, just aside from that, this is really where consoles like got their got their this is where they got their core audience from. This is where the originators, like the people that are passionate about this stuff, really came from because it was such an innovation. And to have a large display and then to play on it, play a fighting game on it, as if it's like an arcade setup. I couldn't imagine anything. I couldn't imagine anything better. Now one thing that's kind of interesting, they also do have the sort of the the Asian cafe arcade, the Asian internet cafe arcade, which I think is really interesting. I think it's really cool. Like from like a gamer perspective, as someone who really plays like ranked and stuff like that, just like knowing that like that's really a thing out there. Like they'll sit here in these cafes and like play ranked. They'll play ranked Tekken like all day. But that's really like a way of like gaming out there. That's how they sort of connect with the stuff. So for me, it's like a large panel, and a large display is also great if you're just a casual jabroni, because you can see everything. Like the graphics are like the best. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like everything that you think of for a console is like what a big display is for. It's like video game consoles are for people that like big displays. So much so that Steam just released their console. But prior to that, big screen mode pretty much is the Steam console. I mean, just regardless, like, you know what I mean? So, if I am gonna play like arcade type of game, I'll play it on the big display. I'm playing Final Fantasy X right now, and also The Sims. I have these on PC for graphical reasons, but these are things to where I'll connect my PC to a larger, slower display, just because the sharpness of the graphics and things like that, it's ideal for a comfortable sort of one player experience. Now, playing fighting games on a big panel, that's something totally different. I do that. I like playing fighting games also on a big panel. But this is also because I've sort of grew up playing fighting games on bigger panels. But it definitely is not easier to play a fighting game with a bigger panel. In fact, the best thing to play a fighting game on is a small panel that you can see entirely at a glance. The least amount of eye movement for a panel, the better. The more the sharper you're able to maintain your reflexes and stuff like that. So for that reason, I have a laptop, and it's a small 24. It's a small 24 panel, and it's also a really high refresh rate. This is the reason why I can play Soul Calibur online. And for the most part, from what I've seen, I mean the PC Soul Calibur player base is a lot better. Um, but there is a big player base on PC for Soul Calibur for this reason. It's really a lot more tolerable on PC. So This is day caliber. And it's as slow as it sounds. You know, this is the early stages. This is the early stages. Soul Calibur is a really good early game. It's I honestly think it's the best. I think it's the I mean, if 3D fighters were any more advanced than what they would be, it still would be the best. First, if you're new to like 3D fighters, fighting in 3D space and through video games, then I think Soul Calibur is a great introduction to that. Because the pace of it is very adaptable, similar to like a Nintendo game. And at the same time, there's so many different there's apps there are all degrees of complexity in Soul Calibur. In order for you to win consistently in Soul Calibur, you either would have to be considerably more experienced than your opponents, which is how jabronis always win for the most part, or you would have to be able to adapt strategy. And strategy in fighting games is an overarching theme, which is something that a person is never really truly privy to until they've mastered a game. or until they're playing at sort of a master tier. And that tier is platinum. Tier is platinum. It's a step above gold. Gold is like championship. You know, gold is like, you know, you have what it takes to fight your way to the top and win. But to go into a state of platinum, it's the ability of just being able to win masterfully. You know, to make things look easy. And that's at the point of platinum. And that's something that Soul Calibur because of its because of its how entry level it is, and because of how quickly it'll transition you into that train of thinking. It's for that reason it's one of the best first fighting games you can play, because most fighting games you won't even be able to get to that level of understanding until like maybe like the third year of you playing it at best. You know, and I can say this confidently as someone who plays Tekken. You know, who's basically pushing Tekken to that extent at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily a championship Tekken player, but what I mean is I'm pushing further into this sort of space. You know, a lot. See, this is the difference between, like, you know, being a player and being a. I mean, I don't even know if jabronis know it or not, but a lot of times jabronis, they're just happy, they're just having a good time. That's the difference. You may be having a good time. You're having a good time, but at the same time, you're having a good time doing what you're doing, but you have a different overall objective. And advancing is an overall objective that a lot of people don't particularly care for. If a person prioritizes having a good time over advancing, then they won't try hard to advance. Now, being able to play at championship level means you can pretty much try hard. But you overcome being able to like, in order to like win at a championship level, you have to overcome trying hard. So you're always just basically just trying to get better and better, so you can really, actually try. But you have to learn stuff. You have to learn stuff, and going from championship to mastery, just going from just being like semi pro to pro to like truly professional. It's all the same. It's just a matter of whether or not you're willing to keep trying. You know, that's really what it comes down to. So the way that I approach this is the simple fact of it's not a there's no doubt in my mind if I'm going to keep trying. So sharing the information and the experience from the starting point is what Day Caliber is really what Day Caliber is really about. Because I would sit here and play this game regardless and go through the process if I and not record it. But I might as well, because when it comes to Tekken, I don't have the patience to be dumbing stuff down for whatever it's worth. And it's cool too. It's cool. It's cool to be able to document this too, because I mean, I'm truly a Soul Calibur player. This is truly my primary game. It's just Soul Calibur is really slow, and then getting over this learning curve and stuff like that, it's just it's just really been a pain. So, anyways, we're here in these early steps, and we're just gonna go ahead and go through it. But I'm also working on the soundtrack to a Soul Calibur soundtrack for a concept that I'm writing. For the next Soul Calibur game. And that's gotten a lot better. And there's a link to the concept in the description, and that's something I'm constantly working on. It's a really big project, and it's really cool. And so the soundtrack is a part of the project. And so that's something I'm just going to play. That's something that I'm also working on during Day Caliber, is the Soul Calibur soundtrack.
Namco. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold. Soul Calibur.
Alright, so I got to get another gold, and I have to get a gold with Sophia. I've determined this. So I'm going to focus on working with Sophia. Until I can get through this. And the special character in this one is Ivy, because I have to play Ivy. It's like naturally I play the good characters. So playing Ivy is pretty, it's a big move.
A merchant ship replete with riches attracts more chaos than customers.
All right, but I got to get a medal with
I'm
Sophia,
sorry,
so
but I can't back down.
Come on, let's do this.
Battle 1. Fight!
Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
yeah, and I'm really nowhere close,
Get there.
but it's cool.
Pardon me.
Stand. Fight to your last breath.
So basically, what I'm trying to do at this point is, my objective is to get through the opponent as fast as I can.
Pardon me. My resolve will never falter. It's over.
Calm down.
Saw it coming.
But in order for me to get a gold, it's not just about beating the opponent fast, but it's about beating the character intentionally with control. Because in order to
Gods,
get a gold,
please forgive
I have
me.
to be able to basically like maximize damage to get a KO as fast as I can, or go for a ring out. Either way, I have to use meter for the most part, and I have to use a specific series of attacks, and I have to be aware of like the direction that like I leave the opponent, and like how I'm sort of aligned with the opponent. So I have to be aware of spacing as well. So it's really a process. Like, don't get me wrong, I could just go here and like just grind out for bronze. Like I could just sit here and just like attack the computer down, but is that the fastest way to get rid of the computer? No, and I'm not such a
In a
such a
cursed castle
jabroni
hall,
that
warriors dance
I
in
can
a
derive
masquerade of
satisfaction
death.
from that.
I'm sorry, but I can't back down.
I've spent a few days learning like basic commands with this character, so at this
Battle
point,
1. Fight!
Quiet. Excuse me.
so like that right there was intentional. And the reason I did that was because my back was against the wall. So it's just being able to do things like that is really what it's about at this point. And then over time figuring out the fastest approach
Victory will not
through
come
trial and
easily.
error with the
It
computer. This
must
is
be
pretty much what's
seized.
happening.
Battle 2. Fight!
Quiet. Get ready.
Now there's various like degrees of like speed in Soul Calibur, or things that can really speed the fight up. And it
Victory
just
will
kind
not
of really
come easily.
depends on your
It must be
opponent.
seized.
But
Battle micro strike.
the fastest way to beat an opponent at all times
My resolve
is
will
through a
never
ring out.
Quiet. Pardon me. Here
So the fastest way is through a ring out. The second fastest way
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
is through just a rush down. So if you're able to determine like this is such a jabroni decision. This is what jabronis always do. But if you're able to conceive a strong rush down, then in that case you can really get opponents out of there. A lot of people play Ivy like that. Now the third way to get through an opponent is through basically like trapping. So if you basically can get at someone to do something and you know of simple traps, like then you can get through opponents really
desire
well.
for power
A
leads the
simple
warriors to the
example of this
arid
is like the
desert.
basic frame trap.
By
And
the
this is
will of the
achieved
gods,
through
I shall defeat you.
intentional
Know
movement.
now that the gods are powerless.
It's achieved through intentional movement and also attack patterns.
No escape.
But a lot of more credit
Ready.
is a lot more credit is a lot more credit can be given to intentional movement. Like if I sit here and determine I'm going to corner somebody, that's intentional movement, and that
It must be
is
seized.
it allows you to more likely to have like make traps work. Like the easiest place to carry out a trap is against the wall. Traps also make it easy to get ring out. Alright, hold on. Wow.
Know your place.
So, for example, Sophia has unblockable traps. She has traps to where
Last breath.
if you do something, you have to make a decision in a split second whether you're gonna attack or get hit with the unblockable. Now, I don't know these traps, but over time, with experience, you can learn a lot of traps. You can also learn traps going on like the internet and like looking up internet data, which is really tough.
Know your place.
Here goes.
Is that all?
So you can do traps. You can learn traps. Traps are really cool. Traps are also really cool when you're new to fighting games and you're just like trying to understand like
Have I fulfilled my
conceptual
duty?
information. Because when you look at a fighting game as a jabroni, you think it's all fun and games. Okay, cool. When you start like winning or whatever, you learn different things. That's one thing. But when you actually understand like traps, you start to understand. You start to really understand fighting games, because then you're able to really kind of figure out like how people are able to really win. And the thing about traps though that makes them so kind of like niche and like underground in the beginning is the simple fact of, in order to carry them out, you have to have good spacing or good movement a lot of times. You know, don't now there are just like
Warriors cross swords beneath the gaze of the
you also have to have a lot of
ancient gods.
experience to know stuff that traps.
Oh gods, guide me.
My mission
Now
is
there are
what
true
matters,
tech traps,
not you.
which are basically a series of events, which makes it so that if you tech, it's guaranteed damage. Then there are tech traps to where if someone techs, they're gonna get trapped. They're put in trap positions like force blocks. And then you have frame traps, which are basically ways in which, because of the frame rate, the frame advantage, the person is literally trapped. They can't do anything.
Victory will not come easy. Battle 2. Fight.
So that's the third fastest way to win. And then the fourth fastest way to win is through guard breaking. And when guard breaking in Soul Calibur, you have to do specific attacks. Typically, attacks that have electrical charge to them are ideal for guard breaking. But there are a lot of other attacks
Here goes.
that have considerable guard breaking properties. Alright, cool. That'll come in handy.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Victorious.
Now, guard breaking is a byproduct of GIing. So that's basically parrying and also hitting the opponent's guard with electric attacks. Guard breaking is my favorite way of getting through opponents, but you'll find that when you play against really good opponents, it's pretty much like what like the basis of playing them is, because you're gonna have to break their guard
A single slash can cut even the frozen air in two.
if you want to be like a real legend out
gods.
here.
Guide me.
And it's a lot easier to do when you
fine.
have really
I can do
thorough
this.
understanding of the game, because guard breaking attacks are like really slow, so you have to just really be able to like narrow an opponent down in order to successfully get enough of them off.
Not yet. It's over. What's happening?
Furthermore, in order for a guard to break, an opponent has to be blocking a lot of stuff.
Fight to your last
And
breath.
guard breaking is a lot more apparent when you play the computer on like legendary and hard mode, because they block a lot more. With that said, each way of getting rid of an opponent changes, and is more likely depending on their skill level. Like, it's easier to ring out a new player than it is someone that really knows how to play.
Here goes.
Victory will not come easily. It
Like,
must
a
be
semi-pro
seized.
player is way easier to ring out than a pro player. But, see, this is what Soul Calibur is about.
Pardon me.
Wow. Alright, so last time I realized that the charge move,
No escape.
dang.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Anyways, so her meter attack
Gods.
is really good
Please
for a
forgive
grounded
me.
opponent. So I tried to do it, and I accidentally did the automatic super. But yeah, with a character, you can't really like practically get through arcade mode and get a medal unless you know what's going on. So you have to go slow before you can go like for records and award times and stuff like that.
Blood, flesh, and souls are offered to the gods amidst deathly chants.
I'm
So it's a
sorry, but I
process.
can't back down.
Battle 1. Fight!
Can't stop me anymore. I'm serious.
Stand. Fight to your last breath.
Now the best way to learn traps is the way that I think is the best way to play, and that's just naturally to your own experience. Wow, you know what I realized? I
Victory goes
realized
to
that
the
this
last one standing. Battle 3.
I realized that this that the sound is too loud. Wow, I messed that up. So yeah, in the beginning you don't really expect much, you know. But you still want to try and just
Victory
learn
goes to the last one standing.
attack properties so you can kind of like get through them.
Excuse me. Just desserts.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Just one moment of peace.
The winds fan the flames of the warriors' fighting spirits.
Ah, sister. Why are you here?
Enough. Let's go back home.
Battle 1. Fight!
It's over.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that? Oh wow, I forgot I could still play Cassandra. I forgot about that.
Battle 2. Fight!
The only thing about playing Cassandra is I can't try to go for gold with Cassandra because I already got gold with Cassandra. There we go.
I don't want to fight
There we go.
you. iPad.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Battle 3. Fight!
I'll explain later.
I'll show you.
Wow.
Am I even using these right? Well, I won.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Battle 4. Fight!
Here goes.
Ooh.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
So the interesting thing about Reversal Edge is, even though they have this auto parry, you can still attack them between the moment they let go of the auto parry and the attack. It's a very tiny window, but you can really get counter hit. So I was hoping I was gonna get that.
The memories of ancient battles slumber, eternally unknown.
I'm sorry, but I can't back down.
Have it your way. Get ready. Battle 1. Fight! It's over! Weak! Here goes! Weak!
No way!
Good. Hey!
So here's the thing too. I have to work on Sophia's guard impact, auto guard impact.
Here goes!
The biggest problem with auto GI is that if you miss the auto GI, it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of guard damage to yourself.
What?
Yeah, this fool, he's about to get guard broke. Alright, I'm about to just guard break this man. There we go.
Still fighting.
There we go. That's how that works.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
And that's all because he missed 2 GIs.
Let us fight.
So that's more of an advance. Look at this man. This man is still about to get guard broke.
I've lost it.
And that's what you do that for.
Pardon me. Here goes.
There we go.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
Victorious.
So let's see what happened with this time, because I know that was probably
Congratulations.
cool. Alright, it's cool. So yeah, in order to get 6 minutes, you need to more than know what's happening. And so it just takes time, but it's cool because every time you play, you get better and better. One major difference between my approach now than what it would have been before is before I would have literally sat there and just constantly played the same character back to back. The thing about that is you may make a bit more progress doing that. Like, it'll help you narrow down your focus. The thing is, you still have it would have been advantageous for you to have played more characters. Like my big thing would have been like, oh, I just want to make sure I can learn as much as I can about one character first, instead of like not being able to remember stuff.
Will be quite severe.
But it's something about giving yourself a break and learning other commands that make it easier to learn overall.
Be gone. Be gone.
Where to cut? It's time.
Be gone.
Man with the fun.
Victory goes to the last one.
Yo, Ivy will straight get all the gold doing this Doing all that bullshit right there.
Be gone! Be gone! Be gone! Be gone!
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
Battle your hope in shreds. Fight! Over here! No.
What the fuck is going on? Dang.
I'll make you submit! Enjoy your treat! Give it up already!
That was crazy. Dang. What is this?
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
My own life is dead to me.
So if you'd like to learn more about Ivy, I have a really good storyboard of her in the concept for the next Soul Calibur, or in my Soul Calibur concept, and the link to that. A link to that is in the description.
In a cursed castle hall, warriors dance in a masquerade of death.
This place shall be your grave!
Do not delude yourself, thou wretched fool. Battle 1. Fight! Incident.
Be gone!
Bleed.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Battle 2. Fight!
Satisfied? Be gone! Be gone! It's over for you! Not yet! Come on now!
Bleed.
Be gone!
You degenerate!
Submit! Come on now!
Stand. Fight to your last breath.
Battle 3. Fight!
It's over for you!
Let us be peaceful!
Satisfied?
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
For better or worse, this sword is my fate.
The desire for power leads the warriors to the arid desert.
This place shall be your grave.
At least your stance looks good.
Battle 1. Fight!
Leave this place.
Stand. Fight to your last breath. Battle 2. Fight!
Satisfied? Silence! Silence!
Battle
Leave me no
3.
choice.
Fight!
It's over! I'll make you submit! Enjoy your treat!
So with certain characters, depending on where they're at, it's like you could almost forget about trying to go for a record with them. I mean, you could learn, like if you do like little research or whatever, but in that case, you really be shorting yourself. You just gotta get through the command list over time to figure out what works.
Led you to me.
And just learn it piece by piece, because really, aside from getting the gold medals, that's just an objective that you can set to measure your progress. In actuality, entirely, your objective is to learn every move the character has and all the properties of those moves to the all the moves the character has and all the properties of those moves. And that's just a basic understanding of the character. Getting the medals is great because it's just like proof of,
Warriors cross swords
you know,
beneath the gaze of the ancient gods.
Outsider encountered. Neutralizing threat.
Well, aren't we cheeky? All right then.
and it's just enough to know.
Fight!
Dang.
Feel my blade.
Cool. I'm so sick of this, man. Hold on.
Battle 2. Fight!
Engage. Blow and full courage. Engage. Come at me, outsider. Get out of my sight.
Where Silence! 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 Silence!
That's what I was aiming for. I wanted that for to jump in the air.
Standing. Battle 3. Fight!
Silence!
I have it. Take this. Forever.
Quiet! It's over for you!
Take this. Nibbleway's embrace.
Speak! Quiet!
Ooh. Wow. I bet it. Alright, here we go. It's over for this man. Dang.
Fight!
Be gone! Be gone! I'll make you submit! Enjoy your treat! Give it up already! Blade, show me your power! No one escapes me! Extend!
I don't know what's happening.
Shall be destroyed! You're done!
No one escapes me!
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
Final threat! Fight! How about this? Not a chance! Scarlet Flame! Prove your weakness! How about this?
Dang, this man is really like beating me.
Will be erased.
Dang. Oh, this is another thing too. It's like at this stage, if you lose in arcade mode, that's it. There is no continue.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
This means one of two things. When you lose in arcade mode like this, it means one of two things. Either you need to go to training mode to where you can learn more attacks,
Let order seep into
or
your
you need to
soul.
try. You need to focus and pay attention more. Now, for me, it means that I need to just go to practice mode. But it's cool though, because you know you get better. Like that same thing happened to me with Hill Day. Which, by the way, I have to go to training mode to understand.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
There's
Hilda.
one attack from Hill Day I
I
have to
march to
figure
battle!
out.
Clear my path!
Songmina.
Let's begin!
Fight!
I just gotta figure out one move before I go back into.
Behold! Gales of power! Swear to the spear! Continue! Pray to the sword! Providence is with me! Providence is with me! Pray to the sword!
So the thing about these gauge attacks is you have to learn the gauge attacks because it's a whole separate learning process. So the sooner you can learn gauge attacks, the sooner you can go into the sooner you can start using the advanced power modes. And it's cool because when you don't know how to play, the advanced power modes make it way more fun. Because you can just sit there and just try to power up just to do this stuff. And the earlier you start doing it, the better, because that way it can be more fluid in your play style. And that's the object with playing with the computer, is to achieve fluidity and understanding. And what this will do is it will it'll make you a lot more difficult to exploit, because if you are being exploited, you'll be able to know typically where it's coming from, like when you have a good set of characters before playing online. But it's really like it's really the fastest way you can learn. Alright. Interesting enough, in Soul Calibur, these moves, like, you really gotta look through the command list a lot of times. Because this type of stuff, like, when would I ever naturally just release A and then press forward A plus B? Alright, cool, because this is what I was looking for. Yeah, see, you don't want to sit here and try to attribute all this stuff to memory. But you know, if you see something that's interesting, you know, you got to pick stuff up. Like, for example, I just lost with Ivy. Could I have grinded my way through it and won? Absolutely. But I lost. And because of this, it's for this reason you go into training mode and you figure out like different moves and stuff like that. This way I can ensure that I don't basically lose. And then by having that, you know, just a basic set of moves, then you just you have to work your way through every single move to become proficient at using them. Even if all you know is like 5 moves, it's cool. You know, you just want to be able to have control with those 5. And then, you know, to improve, to get yourself to improve, is at that point where you go back to learn more. You know, if you want to try to like improve that way, you can improve through learning. You can improve through experience. But that's basically the way it happens. Then definitely,
a merchant ship replete with riches attracts more chaos than customers. If you lose in arcade mode, you got to go back to training mode.
I swear on my name, I will prevail.
If it's a fight,
you want to shave your time down. You know, you get proficient in what you do know, and you take on more. This way, by the time you get through everything and understanding everything with the character, you already, like, everything you need to know is already there. And see, like right now, this is what I'm focused on right now. Is just
Battle 2. Fight!
Bring it!
and also like learning how to like discharge
Fight to the
these
last
these
breath.
charges because
Battle 3. Fight!
Take this!
Providence is with me.
wow, see that right there.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
This victory
And so
brings
being
my
able to do
people
stuff
hope.
like that, like the side stun directly into the transition charge attack, that's basically the type of execution you work on at this stage. You know, I don't know anything, but I know that, so I'm just gonna keep trying to get that whenever I can, and then I'm gonna try to figure out ways to make sure I discharge these weapons whenever I can. And there's a way to discharge the spear
In a cursed castle hall, warriors
through a
dance in a
string.
masquerade
I
of
just
death.
forgot how to do it. Is it like
I
A?
shall not
is it
falter,
like A
no
plus
matter
B or
my
something?
foe.
I don't know what this is.
This is my big mom.
Battle 1. Fight!
Wow.
Battle 2. Fight!
That's great.
Victory goes to the last one standing. Battle 3. Fight!
Dang.
Providence is with me. That's great. That's another. Block this.
Now there's a way to
Claim
transition.
victory and bask in the glory.
There's a way to transition into meter
Impressive.
with Hilde and then also
I could
launch
use
if
a
it
soldier
hits.
like you.
So I think I might have been able to do more than just transform with that. I think what you're supposed to do is when you transform, I think if you let go of, if you release B, then it'll do the over the back launch, which I think is the case. Naturally things will work their way out. Like you just sit here and just play just like
The desire for power leads
without
the
really
warriors
knowing
to
the attacks
arid
and just
desert.
attribute every attack to just whatever movement
I swear
or
on my
intention.
name, I
By
will
the time you're
prevail.
done with this, you'll know pretty much
Don't
like
cry
90, you know,
when
like
you
80%
lose.
of the moves.
Battle 1. Fight!
And that's where the command list really is useful because
Battle 2. Fight! even using this move right here, Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 3.
Started.
Fight!
dang, wow.
Providence is with me.
Dang, I almost released at the right time.
Here's my fist. I have no time for silly games. Now, fight me with all your resolve.
Warriors cross swords beneath the gaze of the ancient gods.
How time flies. This time I shall be the victor.
Do your best. Just know, I shall not hold back.
Battle 1. Fight!
Behold! Enough!
Dang, that man got knocked out on the. That man got knocked out
Victory
on
goes
the
to
knockdown.
the last one standing. Battle 2. Fight!
No mercy! Naive! I must endure. Separate. Rue your weakness!
Behold! Enough!
Victory goes to the last one standing.
I gotta learn how to do that.
Fight!
Know your place! Know your place!
Naive! Separate!
Yo, this is cool,
Scarlet
man.
Sleeve!
Behold my power!
battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
I understand now. Shouting the name of my technique really does help.
A single slash.
I shall not falter, no matter my foe. Very well. A battle it shall be.
Battle 1. Fight!
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Battle 2. Fight!
There we go.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
That random slice.
Battle 3. Fight!
Stand back! Behold my power!
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
We have pride, and we shall never falter.
So it's cool. I'm getting better at sustaining charged weapons too, which is really a good sign. And it's a real good positive byproduct